Here's a number nobody wants to hear. If you work a normal job from your very first paycheck to the day you retire, the average person will earn somewhere around $1.7 million in their entire lifetime. That's it. 4 decades of alarms, commutes, meetings, and Sunday night dread, all adding up to one number. Now hold that number in your head, because every single car on this list costs more than that. More than every paycheck you will ever cash. More, by the cold logic of a spreadsheet, than your entire working life is worth. And the people who own them didn't finance them over 72 months for the royal families of the Gulf. These aren't purchases, they're rounding errors. So let's count down 10 cars owned by Arab royals that each cost more than your life. And by the time we get to number 1, you'll realize we were lowballing that $1.7 million the whole time. Number 10, the Koenigsegg CCXR Trevita. We start at roughly $4.8 million. And already we're nearly 3 lifetimes deep. The Trevita's party trick is its paint. Koenigsegg developed a process to coat the carbon fiber body in diamond weave, meaning the car is literally wrapped in a shimmer of diamond dust. The name itself is a mangled Swedish phrase meaning 3 whites, because the factory originally planned 3 of them and then quietly gave up, finishing only 2. Think about that. A company that builds million-dollar hypercars for a living found this car too difficult to make. In the Gulf, a car covered in diamonds isn't a flex, it's Tuesday. But this next one costs almost twice as much, and it doesn't even have a roof. Number 9, the Lamborghini Veneno Roadster, around $8.3 million for a car that looks less like a vehicle and more like something that would abduct you. Lamborghini built only 9 Veneno Roadsters to celebrate its 50th birthday, and a chunk of them vanished straight into Middle Eastern collections. No windshield wipers worth mentioning, no roof, and a top speed that would end most people. But at least the Veneno was built to be driven. This next car was built to be looked at. Number 8, the Maybach Exelero. Roughly $8 million for a one-of-one black torpedo that Mercedes originally built for a tire company as a rolling billboard. It weighs nearly 3 tons, stretches almost 20 feet, and was reportedly bought by a private collector before drifting through the hands of the ultra-wealthy. It is the single most impractical way ever devised to demonstrate that a tire works. And somehow, we're still climbing. Number 7. The Bugatti Centodeci, $9 million and only 10 made. The Centodeci was Bugatti's love letter to a car from the 1990s almost nobody remembers, which is a very expensive way to be nostalgic. Everyone was spoken for before the public ever saw it, and Gulf buyers were near the front of that line. But if you think 10 of something is exclusive, this next one had a production run of exactly 1. Number 6, the Pagani Zonda HP Barchetta, somewhere around $17.5 million, and only 3 exist, one of which Horacio Pagani kept for himself, which tells you how special the other 2 are. It's a roofless work of art with a wheel fairing that makes it look like it's permanently mid-blink. When a car costs $17 million, you're no longer buying transportation. You're buying the right to say, almost no one else on earth can have it. And yet, that's still not the most exclusive car on this list. Number 5, the Rolls-Royce Sweptail. In 2017, one anonymous client walked into Rolls-Royce and essentially said, build me a car that has never existed and will never exist again. 4 years, and a reported $13 million later, they got the Sweptail, a single hand-formed Grand Tourer with a panoramic glass roof and a champagne cooler built into the doors. Rolls-Royce won't confirm the buyer, but a commission like this only comes from a very specific tier of wealth. And that tier tends to have a Gulf address. But here's the thing, the Sweptail proved something dangerous. It proved you could commission a car from scratch Rolls-Royce was about to find out just how far that could go. Number 4, the Bugatti Divo. Around $5 to $6 million, 40 made, all sold before launch. But the Divo earns its spot for a different reason. It's the car that turned the Gulf's obsession with customization into an art form. Gold accents, bespoke liveries, paint that shifts color in the sun. In the UAE, a fleet of matching Divos in a private garage isn't unheard of, because when you can buy any car, the only thing left to buy is the version no one else has. Which brings us to a family that took that idea and built a monument to it. Number 3, the Rainbow Sheikhs collection. Sheikh Hamad bin Hamdan Al Nahyan, a member of Abu Dhabi's ruling family, is known worldwide as the Rainbow Sheikh, and he owns a reported 700-plus vehicles, not for resale, for a museum he built in the desert to house them. He owns 7 Mercedes painted in the colors of the rainbow, one for each day of the week. He owns a Dodge Power Wagon scaled up 64 times its normal size, a functioning truck so large its wheels are taller than a person, and its interior contains actual rooms. He owns a Caravan shaped like a globe, a Pyramid he can drive, and a lineup of Mercedes SL-class cars arranged like a rainbow you can walk through. Put a conservative valuation on the whole fleet, and you're deep into the tens of millions, and that's before you count the building he had constructed just to park it all. This is the point where more than your life stops being a metaphor and becomes an accounting fact several hundred times over. But even a 700-car collection has to bow to the 2 cars we have left. Number 2, the Bugatti La Voiture Noire, $18.7 million. One car. When it was unveiled, it was the most expensive new car ever sold on the planet. Bugatti built exactly one finished in deep black carbon fiber as a tribute to a legendary pre-war Bugatti that mysteriously disappeared during World War II and has never been found. The buyer was kept anonymous. Bugatti would only say it was someone who loves the brand. The car world spent years pointing almost unanimously toward the Gulf. Nearly $19 million for a single vehicle felt like the ceiling. It wasn't even close. Because while everyone was staring at the black Bugatti, Rolls-Royce was quietly building something that made $18.7 million look like a bargain. Number 1, the Rolls-Royce boat tail, reported at around $28 million. And by some accounts higher, the boat tail is, by most measures, the most expensive new car ever made. Rolls-Royce built just 3, each one fully bespoke to its owner, taking years to design by hand. The rear deck opens like the aft of a luxury yacht to reveal a full hosting suite, a champagne fridge chilled to the exact temperature of the owner's preferred vintage, custom cutlery, an umbrella, even matching stools that slide out from the bodywork. It is a picnic that costs more than a private jet. And now let's do the math we promised at the very start. Remember that $1.7 million, your entire life's earnings? The boat tail is worth more than 16 of your lives, stacked end to end. 16 people working every day from graduation to the grave would pool everything they ever made and still come up short of the price of a car built so its owner can drink cold champagne by the sea. The people who commissioned these 3 cars didn't take out a loan or check the price. To them, the number on this list isn't a fortune. It's the cost of an afternoon. That's the real payoff of this video. Not that these cars are expensive, but that expensive is a word that only exists for the rest of us. We spent this whole list measuring cars against a human life and watching the cars win every single time. But maybe the number was never really about the cars. It's that for a handful of families sitting on oil beneath the sand, the most valuable thing on earth, a human lifetime, has quietly become the cheapest thing they own.